Okay, right. So today we are going to discuss about our last object-oriented programming concept, that is encapsulation. And before moving to the encapsulation, so just I need to go through what we have done in last week, right? So what I did. So before moving to the encapsulation, last week I have discussed abstraction, right? So and I told you how to achieve the abstraction, right? So there are two ways to achieve the abstraction, right? So the first one is you can use uh, abstract classes, and as well as you can use interfaces. With the help of the abstract classes you can achieve 0 to 100% abstraction, and with the help of the interfaces you can achieve 100% abstraction, right? So those are the things that I discussed last week, and also I have discussed the difference between abstract classes and the interfaces. In interfaces we have only the abstract methods, right? But when it comes to the abstract classes we can have uh, abstract methods, and as well as the instance methods. So those things can be seen in the abstract class, but when it comes to the interfaces we can see only the uh, abstract methods and as well as final fields, right? So those are things that I discussed, and today let's see what is encapsulation, right? Now, so here encapsulation is actually in Java. So it's a process of wrapping codes and data together to into a single unit, right? So the encapsulation means that is a process of wrapping code and data together into a single unit. Now I will show you the example as well. Uh, right, so this is the example. Here you can see just a capsule, right? So encapsulation. Here you can see, if you consider this diagram, so you can see it's a class, and inside that capsule you can see variables and also methods. Here you can see some green particles, so those are variables, and here you can see some red particles, so those are the methods. And this entire process, the wrapping these things as a single unit, we call as uh, encapsulation. So that is a process of wrapping codes and data together into a single unit. So that is what we call as encapsulation, right? So then here, if a field is declared private, so it cannot be accessed by anyone outside the class, thereby hiding the fields within the class. If you have declared a variable, and that variable you have declared as private, that means it cannot be accessed by anyone outside the class, right? So for this reason the encapsulation is also referred to as the data hiding, right? So now, so once we are having some private fields within our class, if we need to access those fields, so then we can use public methods for that, right? So here the get method, we are having two types of method, get methods and set method. So the get method that allows a field to be viewed are known as accessor method, right? So we are having get methods, that means so that methods allows a field to be viewed, so we can view the data which we have assigned to that particular private field within our class. So those type of methods we called as accessor methods. And we are having set methods as well. The set method means, so the set methods allows a field to be changed. That means we can assign some value. So we call these methods as mutator methods, right? So we are having two types of method. The first one is we can use get method. So that means we can view what is available in our private fields. And when it comes to the set methods, we can set a particular value to a particular private field within our class, but those two methods are public. So now what we are going to do here, so within a class we are having private fields, and we are going to access those private fields with the help of the public methods, right? So either get method or set method. Get method we can use to view the data, and the set methods we can use to assign some value to that particular private field, right? Okay, now here this is the example for encapsulation, right? Now see here, public class my encapsulator, so that is the class name. And here you can see uh, this is a private field, private a string name, right? And here you can see public void set name. And this method you can see, so one parameter is also there, so that is a string type parameter, and the parameter name is name. So here this method we called as mutator method, so that is a setter. So we are going to assign a particular value to this string variable, because this string variable is private and we cannot access this variable outside from the class. So we are going to access this variable with the help of the public method. So here set name, so now we are going to set a value to this name variable. Here you can see this dot name equal name. So this dot name means uh, we are going to access the instance variable, that is name variable, the string variable here, right? So we are going to assign the value which is coming from this parameter. Now here you can see public string get name. So once we assign a particular value to our private field, so with the help of the get method we can retrieve that value again, right here. So this method you can see to get the value, right? So public getter you can see here. So this method we called as accessor method, and it returns the value which we have assigned earlier to this name variable. You can see here return name, right? Okay, now let's see, I have created another example. Now let's see this one, right here. So this is my Java program that I have written. Now let's see. So this program contains two classes, right? The first one is student class and the second one is main class. Now let's see the student class. And here you can see inside this student class there are two private fields. The first one is, you can see here, private string name, right? This one. And then the next variable is, you can see here, that is private int age. And there are two private fields within this student class. Now what I need to do, so I need to assign the values to these two private fields with the help of the public methods, and as well as I need to access those values with the help of the public methods. So here I have used set name public method to set a value to this name variable which is private within the class, right? You can see here I have used this dot name equal name, right? So then what happens, once I pass a particular argument into this set name method, so then that value will be assigned to this name variable, right? And here you can see again, so I have used get name method. So this method will return the value that I have assigned earlier to this name variable. Then here, so I have used this set age method to set a particular value to this age variable, right? And then what I did here, here I have used get age method to retrieve the value that I have assigned to this age variable, right? So what I did here, in this student class I am having two private fields, and now I have used here public methods to assign the values to those uh, private fields, and also I have used the public methods to access those values. That means to retrieve the values that I have assigned, right? Set method and get method I have used for that. The set method for setting the values to the private fields, and get method I have used to retrieve the values that I have assigned to those private fields. Here let's see this main class. So what I did here in my main class, so here you can see this is my main method, and so I have created an object from this student class. So this is the reference variable that I have created, student obj, and then I have called the constructor of my student class, and then the object will be created and it will be assigned to this student obj reference variable. And then with the help of this reference variable I can access my set name public method, and then I can assign a value to that private variable, right? So then here the next thing what I did, so I have used this system.out.println, and I have accessed the get name method with the help of the object that I have created, that is student obj dot get name. So then what happens, so then I can access the value that I have assigned earlier to this name variable, right? So here I have set the name, and then I have retrieved the name that I have assigned earlier. In the same way I have used here int age. Here I have used set age method with the help of this student obj. So then I have accessed the method set age, and I have passed the value as 26, right? So then what I did again, so I have printed the value which is coming from the get age method, because this get age method will return the age value, right? So then once I use system.out.println I can print the value. Now let's try to execute this program and see what happens. Now here let's see. Right, so my program has been executed, and it shows Alice. So here why Alice, because I have set the value as Alice to this set name method. That means I have passed this argument, and then this argument will be uh, given to the set name method, and it will be assigned to the name string variable, right? And then here I have used the age value as 26, and then once I use set age method, what happens, so this age value will be assigned to the age variable, and finally I have printed those values with the help of the get methods, get name and also get age, right? So that is what I did. I think you understood what is encapsulation, right? And now let's again switch back to the node. Here another example. So you can see here there is a entire program that I have written with the help of the salesperson class. Now the following salesperson class demonstrate the encapsulation, and each of its fields is marked private, and there are public methods to access the fields. Now let's see. Here you can see private string name, private int id, then private float commission rate, and private double sales, right? So those are the private fields which is available inside this salesperson class. And here you can see this is the constructor of the salesperson class, and so it accepts name, id, and commission rate, right? So here once we pass the name to this constructor, because this is a parameterized constructor, and once we pass the values, so then this name will be assigned to this set. This name will be passed to this set name method, and then the name will be assigned to the string name variable. And here I have directly assigned the id here, which is coming from the id variable inside this constructor. So this dot id equal id means, so I have assigned the id which is coming from this constructor to this instance variable, that is id, this one, right? And then here you can see set commission rate, another set method, and so I have passed this commission rate value here, commission rate variable. So then the commission rate will also be assigned to the commission rate variable, right? So here commission rate private variable. So then this is a constructor, and with the help of the constructor we can assign the values to these private variables. And within the constructor also you can see there are two set methods, set name and set commission rate. So we can assign name and commission rate with the help of these set name and set commission rate public methods, right? So now here, so this is the set name method, and here you can see name equal n, right? So then with the help of this set name method we can assign a value, that means a name value, to this private name variable. And in the same way, so here you can see get name, so this get name method, so this is a public method, and this will return the name variable value. And here you can see when it comes to the set commission rate, so this function accepts a new rate, so but there is a rule here. So this is a set commission rate, so this is a set method, and this method will assign commission rate. And before assigning the commission rates, so there is a rule to check. So what is that rule? If new rate greater than or equal 0 and new rate less than or equal 0.20, so then we can assign commission rate variable. We can assign the value to this commission rate variable, right? Here I have used the casting as well. And otherwise what happens, so then sales rate, here you can see the not the sales rate, so here you can see the rate must be between 0 and 20%. So if we cannot achieve this rule, if we cannot adhere to this rule, so if we have provided some other value, so then else part will be executed. And so then we need to assign a particular rate value, adhere to the given rule here, otherwise the system will say so the rate must be between 0 and 20%. So that is a rule. So that is a general thing that you can see in each and every programming language, right? So this is what we have done actually. So here you can see the set commission rate method, and within that method I have assigned the commission rate value, right? So that is what we have done. And then here, so again similarly you can see get commission rate method, and it returns the commission rate, And in the same way, you can see here get id, so it returns the id. And here you can see another public void add to sales, so that is a method. So that is not a method like a set method or get method. So this is just an instance method. So this method add to sales, so that is the method name. And what happens here, once we add some value, so then it, so that value will be added to the sale, right? And here so this is the way to compute the commission, right? So here you can see public double, then compute commission. And initially commission is 0, and so this is a double value. And if the sales is greater than 0, so then we can calculate the commission. No, so here you can see commission equal uh, sales into commission rate, right? Because we have given the commission rate earlier, and then we can calculate the uh, commission. And once we calculate the commission, then we need to reset our sales variable. So here what we have done, so and finally we return the commission. That's it. Okay. And actually, so that is a complete example. uh, and you can see how to use get methods and set methods, and how to perform different calculations, and how to get the values and how to set the values. So those things uh, you can see with that example as well, because I have shown you two examples, right? So then let's talk about some of the advantages now. So when it comes to the advantages, actually by providing only setter or getter method, you can make the class read only or write only, right? So that is the advantage of encapsulation. And it provides you the control over the data, right? So with the help of the encapsulation, we can control our data, right? Suppose you want to set the value of id, for an example, greater than 100 only, so then you can write the logic inside your setter method you saw in earlier. So once we are going to uh, set a commission rate, so what happens, so the commission rate should be greater than 0, and but it should be less than or equal to 0.2, right? So here the example I have given. And a class can have total control over what is stored in its fields. The salesperson class demonstrate this with the commission rate field, so which can only be a value between 0 to 0.2, right? So the users of a class do not know how the class stores its data, right? And a class a class change the data type of the field, and user of the class do not need to change any of their code, right? So those are the examples. And here, so if you compare abstraction and encapsulation, so often encapsulation is misunderstood with abstraction. Now, when it comes to the encapsulation, so encapsulation is more about how to achieve a functionality. But when it comes to the abstraction, so that is more about what a class can do, right? The abstraction refer, so that is more about what a class can do, right? So encapsulation means, so it's more about how to achieve a functionality, right? So that is what you need to understand here. So how you are going to differentiate, how you are going to imagine what is abstraction and encapsulation, how it differs from each other. So you should know these things. And then, so a simple example to understand this difference is a mobile phone. So let's see this example, right? So where a complex logics in a circuit board is encapsulated in a touch screen, and the user interface is provided to abstract it out, right? That is the example. And here also I have given some comparison, and just like Just you can think about what is abstraction and encapsulation, how it differs. Now, abstraction solves the issues at the design level. When it comes to the encapsulation, so it solves encapsulation solves it in a implementation level. And abstraction is about hiding unwanted details while showing most essential information. Remember, I told you the ATM example and as well as the vehicle gear example, right? So just showing the most essential information and hiding the unwanted details, right? So I discussed those things earlier. And then next when it comes to the encapsulation, so encapsulation means hiding the code and data into a single unit like a capsule, right? So and now here the next thing, abstraction allows focusing on what the information object must contain, right? So abstraction allows focusing on what the information object must contain, right? And when it comes to the encapsulation, so the encapsulation means hiding the internal details or mechanics of how an object does something for security reasons, right? Again, so the encapsulation means hiding the internal details or mechanics of how an object does something for security reasons. That's why we are going to hide it, right? Because of the security reasons. Okay, so that is the last concept that we need to discuss under the object oriented concepts, because we have done almost all the object oriented concepts and we have done some practical examples as well in the previous sessions, and today I have completed the encapsulation as well. And now I will give you some exercises and then you need to submit those exercises once you complete uh, within today, right? So I will allocate some time and then within that time you should do those exercises and you should upload those things to the given link in the LMS, right? So then now what we have done today, so uh, we have learned what is encapsulation and we got two examples, the student example and as well as the salesperson example. I have shown you how to use encapsulation, right? So you are having some private fields within the class and then you have no way to access those fields. That means you have no way to assign the values, you have no way to get the values back from those variables because those are private, and you cannot access those values from the outside of the class. So then what we have done here, so we use public methods to access those values, and with the help of those public methods we can assign the values to those private fields and as well as we can get back those values with the help of the public methods, right? So then we have discussed the advantages of encapsulation and as well as we have done a comparison. So what is abstraction and the encapsulation, so these things we did today. And so here I have given the references as well. Okay, so any questions? So if you are having any questions you can post and you can email me the questions. So then I always happy to answer your questions. And okay, so then that's it for today. And then after this session and you are having another session that is a practical one, then I will share the practical sheet with you and then what you need to do. So uh, you need to provide the answers within a given time and then you need to submit those practicals as well. Fine. Okay, so then I'm going to wind up the session, and if you are having any questions, any queries, anything, just email me, my email address, and then you can send me the emails and then I will reply, right? Okay, so then that's it for today and have a nice day.